Hi, welcome back to Ideas Box, and if this is your first time here, then thanks for dropping by. My name's Jimmy, and today's video is how I made a glass marble mould for a friend who does blown glass and hot glass. It's used to shape the hot glass into a sphere and are often made from graphite. This one will be made from jarrah, a very hard Australian redwood, which I'm told should work fine. Usually, water is also used to stop the glass from burning the wood too much, and it forms a thin film of steam which helps the glass glide over the wood. I'm going to use my woodwork lathe. I've actually only used the lathe once or twice before, so this will either be fun or end in disaster. Anywho, let's get into it. I need to turn this piece of wood on my woodwork lathe for a friend. And I need to get this backing plate in the exact centre. See, I've made a, can you see it? A little centre cross there. Yep. The way I do that is, I get a small nail. I put the small nail right in the centre. Then I sit that on there, and I eyeball that in the exact centre as near as I can. About there, I reckon. Then I get my spring-loaded centre punch. Oops, it shifted then. About there, I reckon. And put that one there. Now these, I'm going to pull that nail out now. This'll do. Need to pull that nail out. So now I need to drill a little tiny hole for Right, so that's it there. About there, I reckon. Actually, I might just put that nail back in for the moment, so I can eyeball that it's still central. Alright, so there we go. So that's pretty good about there, I reckon. Right, let's just try whacking these screws back in. Right, so I just need to, hang on, that looks pretty good about there. See, the screws are smaller than the holes, so you can still fine tune it. I'll show you what I mean. So if you look at that, looks like it's pretty close, but I think it needs to go that way a teeny bit. So that looks pretty good to me. Right, make sure those screws are tight. Yep, they sure are. Right, now to mount that on my woodwork lathe and see if I can't lose a finger. I'm making a little template thingo, a little template plate or a gauge to get the diameter right and the depth right. Now I'll show you what I mean by that. So basically I need the template to be like this. Obviously this is all one piece of steel. So the depression itself needs to be 70 by 70. Sorry, the ball is going to be the glass ball is going to be 70 by 70. So I'm going to make that 72. And apparently it can't be perfectly hemispherical. It needs to be a bit more of a parabola. So I'll probably add, I don't know, maybe 2 millimeters to the bottom there just to make sure. So I'll have a go at making the template and we'll see how that goes. This is how the template will be used, to gauge the depth of the work as I go. It should make it easier to get it close too. Templates are good because they remove any guesswork and allow you to quickly check the work against a known desired outcome. Here I've tried a smaller chisel, but it wasn't any better than the larger one. They are cheap chisels and the wood is very hard. Anyhow, that's all I've got. Back to the larger round chisel. We've got a long way to go yet. That's right, getting there. Just going to sharpen this tool a wee bit. One safety tip when using a woodwork lathe, or really any kind of rotating machinery, be it a drill press or a metalwork lathe or a mill, is never have any loose clothing and never wear gloves. This sounds counterintuitive, but the gloves will not protect your hands if something that's a rotating piece of machinery snags the glove. You're better off to lose a chunk of a finger than to have your glove grabbed by whatever is spinning and pulled into the machine. I guarantee you that'll be well worse than just losing a chunk of finger. Christ, got to about another 10 millimeters deep. power. Yep, it's definitely off. A tiny dimple in the bottom. Just gonna about there, I reckon. Right, I've marked it with the diameter and the depth and my little monogram on the side. Apparently it's going to get burned a wee bit, and if it's not quite the right shape, I've marked it so that it matches the back plate. So when I put the back plate on it, I know which holes to line up. So if I need to take anything more out of it, then I can get it lined up and it should be balanced pretty well. Okay, thanks for watching. As you can see, it turned out pretty well, and I've still got both eyes and all 10 fingers. Make sure to click like and subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell too. Well, I reckon that's it for today, so bye for now.